trade routes. Moving on to the Middle East. Way back in the day, again, any prompt you're going to get is going to be like 1200 in the Middle East. So you look at 1200 and go, oh, it's the end of the Abbasid Caliphate. Islam's already started. It's not the first time they've got kind of a caliphate. There was an Umayyad before them, and Muhammad in 622 is when it starts. So way back in the Middle East, they have origins of record keeping way back with cuneiform. They have civilization going way back 3,500 BC. Egyptians as well. Leaders in iron development 3000 BC. Origin of religion. Huge one is Judaism. First known monotheistic religion, roughly goes back 1,000 to 2,000 BC, depending on if you believe the accuracy of the Bible or historians. Not that important for the AP test. Jesus in year 0. We'll talk more about him or Christianity later, but it is important to know that Islam, 622, comes out of these religions, Judaism and Christianity. Muslims literally following the Jewish God and believing, and Christian God, and believing that Jesus is a prophet. They all connect to Abraham, all that stuff. So then right away we got Islam. That's what I'm going to focus on now. 622, and go into your Unit 1 Islam stuff. I would review it all the terms about jizya and Sunnis and Shiites and Sufis spreading the religion. That's all happening right away before 1200. When we get into 1200 and start this course, Islam already has had these caliphates. And the big thing about the caliphates is it's ruled by a caliph who is both a religious and political leader. So review all that. And that influences Islam going forward. Also remember, by 1200, they have this House of Wisdom where they're incorporating the learning from around the world, from India, from Greece, and writing it into Arabic. Could help you with context. Europe. Way back, probably the earliest thing to remember is the Greek city-states, because it's where the beginning of Greco-Roman philosophy and Socrates, and this will carry forward and be brought back up over and over in this course and going forward in history. Also Athens, first form of democracy. Next. Roman Republic, early Republic could help you. Then the rule by emperors. The big thing here, I think, about the Roman Republic and Roman rule by emperors to remember is Jesus. That this empire adopts Christianity in 300 whatever, 380, and that basically it gives Christianity a foothold in the Mediterranean because of this, which you could use in a context. And also the fact that Catholic Christianity in Rome, the city of Rome, basically starts in the Roman Empire and carries forward all the way to today. As once Rome falls, basically as an independent church that has a huge influence on Europe and then later the entire world. One thing to remember about Europe is after 476, Europe is decentralized until now. And at first, it's very decentralized. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. When Rome falls and Europe becomes decentralized, Eastern Europe and the Eastern Roman Empire becomes known as the Byzantine Empire, with no clear start date, with the capital of Constantinople. Basically, there's a giant church split in 1054 with the Catholic Church independent in Rome and the Eastern Orthodox Church part of the Byzantine Empire. There's stuff in Unit 1 about that. Could help you on the AP test. So, in Western Europe, it's feudalism. Basically, Rome falls, Europe's disorganized, all kinds of chaos. It's the Dark Ages. And by 800, it's considered feudal, which is the decentralized rule with weak kings, lords with their manors. They have knights fighting for them, and then serfs at the bottom who are a little bit better than slaves, but not too great. You review Unit 1 to get more information on that. Europe does improve roughly in the year 1000 with increased trade, stronger kingdoms, all kinds of crap like that. The beginning of the Italian city-states like Venice, doing really well with trade after 1000. So yeah, moving forward, it's kind of a backup, but the Vikings are part of the weak period in Europe before 1000. Their invasions are definitely part of weakening Europe. Another thing that's not on this chart here is the Muslims invading into Spain and other parts of Europe after Islam starts in 622. I think by 700 they've invaded Spain, so that's part of the story of Europe too. The Muslims there. And then a response to the Muslims is the Crusades, where after 1000, the Pope's calling, or 1100, the Pope's calling on the Knights of Europe to basically invade into Jerusalem and take back the Holy Land. Moving forward in the Americas, if you get a question after 1200, it would probably be about the Aztecs or the Incas in the Americas. So before that, I don't really have anything on South America here. There were earlier civilizations. In Mesoamerica, it's the Mayans and the Olmec are the ones easy to remember. The Mayans have the human sacrifice. These guys both have the polytheistic Mesoamerican religion that involves bloodletting and sacrifice. They've got writing, they've got high levels of science, all of that stuff. Olmecs and Mayans have writing. Mayans are really known for their calendars and science. Moving forward, or just because it's not on here, but South America before the Incas, they've had earlier civilizations and agriculture going back 2,000 years. Hopefully you won't have to write Inca context because I don't have one. In Africa, Axum is a place that gets Christianity by trade during the late Roman Empire. I don't know if that's going to help you much. Trans-Saharan trade starts. I'll talk about that later. Actually, Swahili and Ghana, I'll talk about later. All right, trade routes. One thing to remember is if you get a trade route question after 1200, those trade routes started before then. So Indian Ocean trade is earliest. It starts with the first civilizations, but it grows over time. And the extent of the trips grows as far as how much they're crossing the ocean. So, as you know, trade spreads religion. Buddhism spreads to Srivijaya by 700, and it's always syncretic. They're always blending. By 1000, Indian Ocean trade is a massive network connecting China to Africa. By 1000, Arab Muslim merchants are the dominant traders, but surely not the only one, or the only traders. By 1000, you have the Swahili city-states, where Arab merchants have spread Islam. And by 1200, for context, you're going to have all these trade inventions spreading: lateen sails, compass, stern post rudder, the astrolabe. There's a flipping truck backing up behind my house. I'm going to close the door. I can't even believe this is happening. What the hell? Moving on. Trans-Saharan trade. Oh no, Silk Road trade is next. Silk Road trade connects China to Rome, starting in 100 BC. It's going to continue all the way through the Mongol period, spreading luxury items, disease, and religion. Key religion is the spread of Buddhism to China, and then the key time of disease spread is the Black Death, but they'd had other diseases spread there before. Seriously. Anyway, I would review your all these trade routes and take extra notes. It's in the Unit 1 or Unit 2 file. I think it's Unit 2. But it's very important stuff. So These trade routes start back in Unit 0. Trans-Saharan trade starts in 300. It's dominated by Arab Muslim merchants after 700, and it spreads Islam to West Africa because of these Arab Muslim merchants. Ghana is in Unit 0. It's your first Muslim trade kingdom. They're going to get gold from the south, and basically where the trade's happening is where the kingdoms are, and they're taxing trade and getting wealthy from it. And they're becoming Islamic because of the Arab Muslim merchants. Okay, that was a rough video. I'm hopefully going to learn to edit so that there won't be pauses. Bear with me, but I did get it done in 18 minutes, Unit 0.